Now we'll take a look at an approach we can use to rig foot banking. A foot bank rig isn't really challenging to set up. It involves a few controls and making sure that they're going to be linked right so that the foot will bank the way it needs to. Let's go ahead and start by going over to our create panel, and we'll actually create another helper. Make it a point. This time we could just use cross. So just go ahead and add that and right click. Maybe we'll bring the size down to, let's say, 2, so it's not so large. Alright, from there we're going to want to reposition this so it's going to be right at the side of the foot, right where it would bank. We want to keep in mind the angle of the foot as well, so we may want to go ahead and rotate this, and I'll turn off angle snap so we can kind of have it oriented to the side of the foot. We'll also want to go to our coordinate system and set this to gimbal, just to get an idea of the true axis that we're rotating in. So in this case it's going to be the Y axis, and we want that angle we're getting right now. Okay, great, so I'll just undo that back, reposition this so it's closer to the foot, again, so we can get the right banking that we need. And then from there we're going to want to clone this. So let's go ahead and go to our move tool, hold down shift and drag out to the right side of the left foot. Then we can go ahead and rotate this, maybe even move it up to the part of the foot that comes out the most, just so we can get an idea of where this needs to be positioned, again, so we can get the right banking from it. Alright, I think that looks fine. So from here, let's go ahead and rename these. On our left side, we'll label this PT CTRL for point control. Okay, being that it is somewhat a control, we're actually going to tie in our bank to a custom parameter. One thing that I'm a big advocate for is for a clean control rig. So we don't want to clutter up our rigs with so many controls where it gets confusing. So in this case, I think it'd be a good idea to make a custom parameter to drive this banking. Alright, so this is going to be PT control CTRL underscore L followed by what side of the foot it's on. So this is our left bank 01. Copy the name, go to the next, and we'll paste. Okay, so this is going to be underscore L right bank 01. Okay, so from here to get this working, it's just a matter of linking these in the right way. So what I like to do is link the heel to the helper on the left, link that left helper to the right helper, and then we link all of that back to our foot control. So again, selecting our heel control, we'll link that to our left helper, link the left helper to the right helper, and that goes right back to our foot control. So what does this give us? Well, watch this. If we were to select this left helper, start to rotate that in the Y, there's our foot bank. And notice we position it in a way where when our character is enveloped, it's going to appear to bank naturally. Alright, let's check the right side. There goes that bank. Excellent. And now when we go ahead and move our foot control now, notice everything is going to move. Alright, so here we have a somewhat basic but yet still substantial setup for our feet. Excellent, so I'll go ahead and undo this back. And now we can work on the right side. Alright, so we'll go ahead and select these two helpers, hold down the shift key and drag those over. From here, zoomed in a little bit too much, we can go ahead and unlink these. So we'll select both and choose unlink or just break their link. Reposition them. So for the one on the left side, well, that kind of matched with the one on the right side. Okay, so we can kind of just eye this. We'll just bring that forward, go to our rotate tool and rotate that in place. And then from there we can go ahead and take care of the right side of this. And moving that back. Okay, and then moving that in, closer into the foot, rotating it, and there we have it. Let's go ahead and rename these. So this one, this is going to be underscore R. It's still the, well, actually this one would be, yes, our right bank still, so we'll go ahead and leave that and change our 02 to a 01. From here we can copy this name, go to the next helper, paste, and simply change right to left. And there we have it. Added an extra T in there. So I'll just go ahead and take that out. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and work on linking now. So, again, can take our heel helper, link to the left side, link the left to the right, and the right gets linked right back to the foot control. Selecting the foot, can now go ahead and move that around. Great. We'll go ahead and rotate everything. It's looking good. Go to our banks. Start to rotate that around. Excellent. Okay, so we have our bank controls established. Now we need to do a little bit of cleanup work on them. We want to freeze their transformations. Now the method I like to use when freezing transformations is to first link the object to whatever parent it's supposed to be under, and then freeze the transformations. If we do it in reverse, we may have transformation data still on that object. Okay, so being that they're already linked, we can select each of our bank controls. We can select our secondary foot controls now. Alt right click and choose freeze transforms. And now they're frozen in that state with 0 values. Okay, wonderful. If you'd like to, from here you can go ahead and recolor the helpers on the left side to a blue. So we can quickly discern between them. Alright, we're also going to want them stored underneath the objects to hide group, so let's go ahead and take care of that, or layer that is. So go to objects to hide with all of them selected, choose add, and then test that out. Alright, very clean. Okay, well, now that they have been frozen, they've been stored underneath their groups, or excuse me, their layers, what we need to do now is go ahead and basically work on a way we can lock certain controllers so that we can restrict movement and at the same time avoid any animation in those controllers that we lock. So that's what we're going to work on in the next lesson.